got connection. That's good.
What?
We've got a connection. That's the first place we start. Okay, you're gonna have an echo for a second.
This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place.
Don't try this
the
at
latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather and sports updates. Plus,
Check.
up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
This is Thailand's biggest night for hockey. This is Hockey Night in Thailand.
And we welcome you live from Bangkok, Thailand, the Thailand International Ice Hockey Arena. This is Thailand's biggest night for hockey, Hockey Night in Thailand, and the 100th broadcast of hockey here, the Siam Hockey League, presented by this crew, particularly the gentleman to my left, who we will speak about momentarily. But, Greg, nice to see you. It's been a couple of weeks since I have been sitting next to you here in what is, I believe, a much colder ice rink. I remember we were making the comment a couple weeks ago on the air that it felt a little warm in here and you could see it on the ice. I came in today and it blasted me out of the water. As soon as I opened the door, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I brought a long sleeve shirt. Greg, nice to see you, and we've got a couple of games I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, it starts off with this game here between KCG and Aware. I'm looking forward to this first matchup. Of course, I think we got the first place team against the last place team, but let's see how they do. I'm looking at the ice surface now. I don't see a lot of full bench strength on both teams, so that's going to be interesting. And of course, they're playing with a couple of subs each team, so we'll get to that momentarily. But I'm looking forward to two great games of hockey tonight, and to do it all with you, Adam.
Oh man, I've been looking forward to this all week. I almost forgot about it today. I didn't really, the problem with not having a 9 to 5 day job is sometimes you do lose track of what day of the week it is. And I was wrapped up in my evening couch nap, and Daria woke me up and she said, there's hockey tonight. I said, no, it's not Sunday. Anyway, I'm glad I'm here. KCG aware, that is the first game. You were talking about the short benches tonight, but that is going to be an ongoing theme. We'll talk about it during the broadcast, especially in Game 2, when Lexicon Lumberjacks are down 6 regular starters. Not quite so bad for the first game, although KCG, it's been no Jesse Starasta for quite a while. Brandon Vick also not playing today, which is a huge impact on their team. Brandon Vick, obviously, one of the top scorers in the league, 7 goals, 12 assists. Jesse Starasta, 6 goals, 10 assists. That's a lot of point production missing for KCG. That being said, to me, it's not about scoring goals in the first game today. It's about preventing them. The biggest difference when you look at these two teams numbers-wise on the season is goals allowed. KCG has given up only 30 goals on the season, a big reason why they're number 1 in the league. 10-0-2 coming in, a plus 44 goal differential. For Aware, 3-8-1, they've given up 66 goals. That's the most allowed in the league by 5. Minus 26 goal differential. We'll talk about the matchup in goal, which is a big reason why KCG has been so dominant on that front. Both of their goalkeepers have put up some pretty impressive numbers this season. But first of all, just in general, if you're Aware, how do you make this a competitive game and possibly come away with a win? We've seen KCG is not unbeatable. They have lost a couple of times now this year, including 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago in overtime. Tell me your key for Aware.
Well, I did talk to Harrison Otsmill before the game, and he mentioned that they need smart offense, smart defense, and smart neutral play zone, which of course is kind of obvious. But I think Aware's script tonight is going to be making sure their first line is on fire from the get-go. And that means Harrison's got to lead the team. He is the captain, and he's got to be leading the team for all 51 minutes.
Again, nobody's fully, I guess, at their roster maximum today. Everybody's missing some guys. Aware is probably the team.
And now you are on. We had a little problem with the
I've been looking at the camera this entire
No, we've been having a little technical problem, but we're there with you now. Sorry, folks, you saw a little bit of a technical issues we were experiencing, but we're there, and now we're going to put you on the air. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
And I'm right behind there with my hair on fire if you didn't see me, but there you are.
Anyway, let's quickly wrap this up as we have 20 seconds before game starts. We will talk about the goalkeeper matchups momentarily, but first of all, as we are on camera for about 15 more seconds, Greg, your keys to the game, 1 for each team. KCG first in the league, Aware last in the league. Both of them would really like to see a win today.
Aware's got to score the first goal, and that'll hopefully they can keep the momentum going up. They've got to score the first goal. If they don't, they're going to lose confidence from the get-go.
For KCG?
To make sure
do what you do.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of depth, but the first line's got to be great. Second line's always pretty good. Third line's got to be, got to pull their own weight as well.
Well, no Brandon Vick, no Jesse Starasta, but you still have Jan Isaacson first in the league in goals, third in points. Nick Lamson second in the league in goals, second in assists, second in points. There's a lot of firepower, obviously, offensively from the KCG side. For Aware, I think that's a great point about scoring the first goal, especially to give some confidence to young Jimmy McAleer, who gets the start in net. It's his 5th start this season. Goals per game looks a little skewed. His first 2 starts were a little higher than he's played a lot better of late, but still 7 goals per game allowed, 63% save percentage. On the KCG side, Dom Vollenweider gets the start, and that's honestly, as much as that's a nightmare for opposing teams, it's a treat for us as broadcasters to get to watch him, because this is I mean, it's hard to make this kind of statement, but he's a pro caliber goalkeeper. This season the number is just crazy. 1.86 goals against per game, 92.4% save percentage, 7 games played, 13 goals allowed. Those are the numbers on Dom. Tell me about the goalkeeper matchup.
Well, okay, so Dom is arguably the best goalie in the league, no doubt about that. But he's also got the best defense in front of him, and I think that helps a lot. Jimmy McAleer, you're right, he's been playing great. I think he's been playing great all seasons. He did have some high scores against him the first 2 games, but I think that was the collapse of his defense as opposed to his play.
Staking him to a lead is a fantastic point, and one we're going to keep an eye out for as we are just about to get underway. And Aware wins the opening draw, and already I am being thrown off by numbers as we do have some substitutions to tell you about. That was 17 Sherman. The last number we were given as a late replacement for this game for the Aware side. KCG coming in looking for the first shot of the game. So far, it has not been put on net, and that lets me, as the puck trickles out to neutral ice, tell you who's who. As you watch it, in the first period, it'll be KCG moving from right to left as you look at it. There in the gray, there's a steal and a quick snapshot. That was off the stick of Sherman, who we just told you about. Nothing doing, and now Gabe Roscoe will race back to play defense as that puck got loose for a moment, and chasing after it for the KCG side was Tanlim Pinpet. He has some speed. End to end we go. Really haven't had a chance to set this one for you yet. Patrick Forstner has it, holds the puck on a string, looking for somewhere to go. He didn't get a shot away, and so he'll overlap. He still has it, Forstner. Now he'll swing it to the other side of the ice for a little shot on net, looking for a deflection. That was off the stick of Thor Chartsuan, who's wearing 16 for Red today. Red, obviously, as I've told you, that KCG is in the gray. Red would be Aware. And process of elimination, when I told you KCG moves right to left, I assume you can guess that that means Aware is moving left to right. And now I catch my breath as we've had quite an entertaining opening minute and a half of play. Matthew Maillard snapped that one that got a piece of Dom's blocker and went high out of play. That gives us a chance to quickly take a look at today's away team. That's KCG on the scoreboard. Don't blink or you'll miss it on the screen. So if you're new to Siam Hockey League, the way it works is 17 minutes each period running clock, no stoppages unless there's an injury or some things that need to be resolved at the scorer's table. Aware, Devin Michael coming in, has a flanker in Maillard. He looked for the centering pass, but it didn't get through. Michael still has control, though, behind the net, and he'll fling it out to the top end. Moo, who's playing, that rebound was pretty juicy for Maillard, but he couldn't get there. We have an arm raised, and I'm not sure if this is going to be I guess it was just going to be a delayed hand pass, I think. That was the call. So it's all washed out. We're 2.5 minutes in, no score, but it's certainly not for lack of opportunities. It's been an entertaining first couple of minutes. And that was Nick Lampson who had the steal for a moment. And Wyatt Teaford, 5 in gray, is the only one not on your everyday roster for KCG who's starting. There's a shot kicked aside off the stick of Alex Phelps. First save of the game recorded from young Jimmy McAleer. Nick Lampson somehow stays on side, fires a shot that missed high. Teaford lost the puck as he may have been inadvertently tripped, and it comes back out to neutral where Maillard is racing after it. He's 1-on-2, and all he'll do is just collect and buy some time as his teammates change lines. Adam Gottschalk, Greg Beattie, and the crew. That was a centering pass looking for Forstner, maybe looking for Sherman, but he was late getting there. The puck comes back out to neutral ice, and that was a nifty defensive play right there from Forstner, keeping that away from a charging Nick Lampson who had a breakaway in his sights. So far, shots recorded on net, 3 for Aware, 2 for KCG. There's a goal! That shot ripped home by Josh Sherman. That one caught Dom, I think, as there was a screen going right in front of him. A couple of guys were kind of crossing right in front. I'm not sure he saw that puck, but Josh Sherman gives the Greg Beattie keys to the game, number 1, Aware, for the first goal of the game. Well, they got it, and honestly, so far, 3 minutes in, Aware's playing with some confidence and some bounce in the step and rewarded with a goal on a nice play. Josh Sherman, who's been everywhere in the first couple minutes of this game.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting now for Dom because no goalie likes to have a goal scored on him in the first 5 shots.
That gives us a chance very quickly, and I stress the word very, to have a look at tonight's home team.
Okay, I'll fix
Aware.
that graphic this week. We'll work on that.
It's fine. I think it's a look. You can always just pause the screen, right? We're
That's
watching
right.
on streaming.
You're all watching it delayed.
Eric Fowley had it off the face-off win for Aware. 1-0 our score. Aware leading KCG. That's a beautiful pass, and a shot from Sherman just missed high, but he picks it up again. There was a defenseman without his stick that was Onlicker, but he does have a chance to pick it up. That shot just barely missed. Vollenweider's under some heat early. Fowley with the takeaway, and it's stripped, and now KCG, Jan Isaacson, the league's leading goal scorer, has a 3-on-1. Hara's next to him. Isaacson's shot, and a save by McAleer just off the glove, but Onlicker's able to keep it in. And now Isaacson's going to collect as nobody from Aware got back behind the cage. I don't think they knew that Isaacson was still out there. You got to mark the league's top goal scorer. Isaacson with Maillard. It ends up kicking back to the corner on Roman Laren. He'll throw one over on the pass. That's a shot snapped wide from Onlicker. Still in KCG's possession. That one goes to Onlicker's stick. Fires one to the middle. And there was an open net, and Tan Limpinpet just tucks it home. Tic-tac-toe, gorgeous play. Limpinpet gets his 8th of the year, and we're tied 1-1, 6 minutes in.
Okay, so Keith, you were saying this is our 100th broadcast of the SHL?
It is. Thank you for bringing that up.
All right.
We got a big new graphic and everything. Spared no expense.
All right, well, it's already on the screen, so I guess I have to talk about this right now, even though the game has been end-to-end. Hey, real quick, as you follow on the screen, I promise I'll tell you if anything happens, like that one ringing the post from Nick Lampson. The effort it takes for Keith Mueller and the amazing crew who he's assembled, and I'm not talking about myself and Greg, I mean the camera, I mean the league support. This is a crazy operation for a upstart hockey league here in Southeast Asia. 100 broadcasts of the SHL here on Thailand TV and all of the streaming partners. Thailand TV obviously is a new creation from Keith Mueller, but the accomplishment of reaching 100 SHL broadcasts, this is a major tip of the hat to the effort from Keith, who is next to me, but also the guys who have been a part of this from day one. I'm the new addition. This is my first season as a part of this. I'm really happy that Keith somehow found me and roped me into this. And Greg, it's been a pleasure having you along. There's a couple of opportunities in tight. Dom Vollenweider getting tested early. Pretty nice pressure offensively from Aware. There is a hockey game we'll continue to tell you about, but I'm not quite done with this, as I do want to acknowledge a couple guys. Zach Block obviously did a whole lot of work on the broadcasts. No longer here in Thailand, but probably following. I mean, why would he not be following? Why would everybody not be following along? I know we have a lot of viewers tonight. We have a ton of viewers tonight because of how many players are missing. Scott Murray, I mean, Scott, since I've been here, which is just this season, has been nothing but an incredible asset and a guy who's just wonderfully supportive of the work it takes to put this together. And let me please be clear how much work it takes to put this together. That is a real yeoman's effort from everybody. Keith notably, Dom downstairs, John Shaknovsky, all of the camera crew, the entire production team, and everybody here at SHL for supporting this. And Greg, for you as well, having you as a broadcast partner the last few weeks has been a treat. And certainly the first few minutes of this game, I think that's Roman Laren just ripped a gorgeous slap shot. There's the punctuation mark to my statement. Roman Laren, who's missed a few games as he's been out of town, just rocketed home his 3rd of the season. And it's a 2-1 KCG lead. And with that, I'll end my spiel, but say congratulations, Keith, and a job well done.
Thank you, and thank you for all the kind words. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Like the three of us up here and everybody down there, hockey's a labor of love. We've been, like Greg and all of us, been doing hockey a long, long time. Once it's in your soul, it's there. I'm sure, Greg, you would agree with that, as Adam would.
Absolutely, and let's also give a shout out to Jesse Starosta, who fills in for me from time to time here.
Lance Parker.
As well as Lance Parker, who fills in for you from time to time. And both those guys cannot be here with us tonight, but
they're playing probably.
We're thinking of them.
Yeah, so thank you guys. Thanks for everybody's help, and on to 200 if I live that long. But
that's a steal, and Jan Isaacson just got robbed of a goal as Jimmy McAleer went down and somehow kept that one out. tons of pressure on both sides, scoring opportunities just end to end. This is one that I can't wait to go back and watch. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that I haven't. You know, when you're in the moment, you're broadcasting the game. You're on to the next play. Here's a 3-on-1. Harrison Ostemel fired the shot. I think he didn't realize that he had so much help alongside of him. Kelly Shim was streaking to that far post, and I think a pass might have put that one home. But that being said, if you're aware, getting that first goal of the game was big. Now you're down 2-1. Getting the next goal is critical.
Yeah, because they don't want to fall behind 2 goals. And you know what? They're playing great. They're getting a few more shots than KCG has on their goalie, and Jimmy McAleer. So they're doing well. They're doing as well as they could.
I mean, the difference in the game so far has been Dom Vollenweider, who went down and made some just absolute 10-bell stops earlier. There were a couple of opportunities on rebounds and on broken plays in tight that somehow stayed out. But realistically, I think when we go back and watch this, we're going to be shocked that this isn't right now something like 4-3 aware. So we are somehow almost done with the first period already. We're 11 minutes in. It's a 2-1 KCG lead. Roman Laren, who just ripped that slap shot home. That was a thing of beauty. And it's nice to see Roman back. I mean, he's a difference maker as a defenseman offensively for KCG. He's been out of the lineup for the last few weeks. I know he has a home, I believe, in Pattaya with his family outside the city. But
yeah, and that was a rocket of a shot. And he told me before the game that he's going to need surgery on his elbow. He's playing with tennis elbow. I'm surprised he could let that shot go. That was a wicked shot.
Former professional player in the Israeli Hockey League. There's a steal. Patrick Forstner, sorry, make that Ernesto Bauer, 88, not 86. Aware in red, 9 shots, 1 goal. KCG in gray, 9 shots, 2 goals. And all of these goals so far have been no doubt about it. Here's Nick Lampson. He's got a 2-on-1. Lampson fakes the pass, waits, and somehow that stayed out. Jimmy McAleer went to the splits. That's something that you could do at that age, maybe not at ours. There's a steal the other way, and another beautiful save from Dom Vollenweider. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. 2 great saves by 2 great goalies at each end of the rink. Those are hard to do saves, those split saves.
Well, it is for somebody my age. Maybe, I mean, Jimmy McAleer, what is he?
17? No, yes, I think 17.
He's at the age where you can bend that way. Dom Vollenweider is 23, so we've got a youthful and talented goalkeeper matchup that I'm excited to watch for a long time to come.
Yep, it helps to have those Gumby legs when you're young like that.
4 minutes remaining here in the opening period. This has been a really, really fun hockey game so far. Just end to end, there's been almost no action between the blue lines. It's all just offensive. It's Ichiro Hara who is stripped, and now Aware will look to counterpunch. Ostemel sent out the pass up ahead. There's a shot snapped high from Chartsuwan, and it rockets around the end boards and all the way back onto the stick of Jan Isaacson. He'll drop the pass off to Lim Pinpet. He scored the game's first goal for KCG. Lim Pinpet gives right back, 2-man game to Isaacson, but he has to take it off his stick, and now another potential 3-on-1 developing for Sherman, who snapped that one high and wide. The first goal scorer of the game for Aware, looking for his second, but he missed. Not the best executed 3-on-1s we've seen now back-to-back for Aware. They're getting the opportunities, but those are ones you really need to get a slightly better look on. Offsides is the whistle on that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that there have been so many 3-on-1s in this game so far, but nobody has really capitalized on those plays. The person carrying the puck has shot the puck as opposed to passing it, and I thought they could have made a few nice passing plays.
So as I mentioned, the goal scorer so far, Sherman for Aware. For KCG, it was Lim Pinpet and then Laren. That should just about catch you up. 2-1 our score, KCG leading. The second game today, which is going to follow this one about half an hour after this one finishes, the Siam Mandalay against Lexicon Lumberjacks. Alex Phelps had an open look at a shot with nobody in front of him, and it ended up getting an unintentional deflection from Wyatt Teaford, who just had his stick out. I don't think he saw that shot coming, but it kept that one from getting on net. Now Aware will come back. Now the strategy seems to be from both sides to play fast, and that's effective for both of them. There's a shot that somehow Dom Vollenweider got a piece of to keep it out. That was off the stick of Kelly Shim, who made a beautiful play, and barely getting enough to deflect it over the crossbar was Vollenweider, who will squeeze that one and cover and get the whistle. We'll see a line change from Aware.
Yeah, both teams are playing very good offense, not so good defense, and that's why I think we're seeing so many 3-on-1s. It's all offense.
Down to the final 90 seconds of a very entertaining first period. That's Sherman who had it stripped, and it is taken back by KCG, who will clear. And leading the charge is Paul Stoddard. He's got Lampson with him. Stoddard fires the pass. That was just a hair behind his intended target, and it ends up getting deflected away, but stolen right back. There's Teaford coming in. The shot is stopped, and the rebound cleared from harm by Patrick Forstner, who will skate to the bench. And with 60 seconds left, final line change for Aware to try and end this dynamite first period on a high note. Nick Lampson comes in. He's got no numbers, but he'll stick handle anyway, and it is poke checked away, but Aware couldn't find it, and now that one is jammed home. There's a goal from Lampson that is a absolute backbreaker for Aware. That puck was just sitting there, and there were 3 Aware players around it, but they were, please don't let me say this, not aware.
Well, they certainly weren't aware, because they left Nick Lampson standing in front of the net all alone.
Any of those 3 guys could have turned around and just poked that puck away, but sometimes you lose sight of where it is. You're watching your man, maybe not the puck, and Nick Lampson just got his 14th goal of the season and breaks a tie to move alone into second place in the league in overall scoring. Looking for more, loose on the doorstep, and thankfully for Aware, the buzzer sounds, and we've reached the end of the first period. Our network affiliates, please be aware this is your local break, so this is yours to fire right when I say the cue, which is coming up as I say this is Thailand's biggest night for hockey, Hockey Night in Thailand.
This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
Back for the second period, and we can only hope that this one's as much fun to watch as the first period was. 3-1 our score, KCG leading Aware, which that by itself perhaps is not surprising. KCG, the league's #1 team. Laren had that one. I don't know if somebody else got a piece of it or he just didn't get all of it, but that one certainly not the strength as the goal he scored on a slap shot in the first. What I was saying, if you said before the game that the score would be 3-1 KCG after one, that's about right. The league's #1 ranked team, 10-0-2 on the season. And yet, the way that period actually unfolded was about as much fun as any period we've seen of hockey this season. Jan Isaacson fires and scores! That is why he is the league's best goal scorer. Try and stop that post to post.
Yeah, and before the game started, I was talking with Jan Isaacson, and I predicted he was going to score 2 goals today. And I told him if he gets 2 goals, to pass the puck so he doesn't score the 3rd goal so I can be correct. And just got his first goal.
I feel bad for Aware, to be honest. This is a stomach punch. They've allowed 4 unanswered after scoring the first goal in the game, and they've played exceedingly well.
They have played well, yes.
They were so many times when it looked like they were about to take the lead, but either some traffic might have blocked a shot or Vollenweider made an amazing save, but Aware certainly not giving up on this one. That pass from Oztamel just sneaks behind Forstner and nothing doing. You can see the frustration from Aware's side because they played exactly the way you have to play. They just couldn't finish, and that's a product of facing the league's best goalkeeper. Either way, now, almost 2 minutes in, I can finally tell you, if you're just turning this on, Aware is obviously in the red, KCG in the gray. They've switched sides here in the second period. It'll be Aware moving from right to left, and KCG from left to right. Aware has it now. There's Forstner behind the net. He'll throw a little pass out in front, looking for the shot from Sherman. He scored the only goal of the game so far from Aware. That one, nothing doing. I'm always surprised, and maybe this is a product of just the team having a lack of offensive success on the season so far, especially in the last, say, 9 games or so since losing their the predicted star at the beginning of the year, Kabakov. But I'm always surprised when I watch Aware play that we don't see, multi-goal performances from Patrick Forstner more often. Every time he's on the ice, it looks like he's just on the brink of exploding. I love the way he plays. He's a guy who always pops whenever he's out there, just not finishing, and you know that it's going to come at some point for him. That one's going to be covered for McAleer.
Yeah, because he is a rushing defenseman. He doesn't hang back. He's probably one of the best skaters, certainly on his team, if not in the league. So he can rush up the ice really quickly. He's got a great shot, and he can pass the puck in front of the net and pop in some assists as well. So he's an exciting guy to watch.
4G leading Aware, Adam Gottschalk, Greg Beatty, and Keith Mueller and the crew. Really happy to have you along on a Sunday night here in Bangkok. It was a long 2 weeks without you guys. I mean, I missed one week of games, and then there was a bye week last week, and Tan Lim Pinpet, he sneaks out ahead of everybody and rockets one home. Second goal of the game from Tan. Goes over the right shoulder of McAleer, and this one's broken wide open. It's now 5-1. Give Tan Lim Pinpet his 9th goal of the season. Yet another KCG player moving up the league standings in terms of goal scoring, point scoring, whatever those offensive numbers are. KCG, even today without Vic and Starasta, they are all over it. 5-1. There's a steal from Aware as they're going to try and mount something just to stay in this hockey game. We've seen the individual performances. It hasn't necessarily been on nifty offensive sets. It's more long clearing passes where you've seen guys get free and do what they do. In this period, it was Lim Pinpet and Isaacson. We saw Roman Laren by himself just rip a slap shot goal last period. Here's Isaacson again. Staying on side was Ichiro Hara. Isaacson carries it, waits for his teammates to come. Onlicker was calling for it, looking for a slap shot. Instead, he'll just retreat and collect the puck on the boards, keep it in. Fighting for it in that corner. Isaacson comes away from the scrum with the puck. Isaacson fires, and that one deflects. I think that got a piece of McAleer. It'll count as a save, goes wide. Up to 17 shots now officially for KCG. That's the 14th from Aware. Maybe the easiest save in the game yet so far from Vollenweider is no screen. Just picked that one out of the air.
Yeah, Adam, if you notice, Jan Isaacson's playing with a full face mask today. And that's because he lost a tooth a couple of weeks ago, and he's got some sort of braces on his upper teeth. But his mouth has had a lot of damage done to it in the last couple of weeks. That he got a puck in the face, a puck in the mouth.
Puck in the mouth. 2 weeks earlier was head first into the boards down on the stanchion on the left side and ends up with a concussion. It's been let's say, Jan Isaacson, it's been an impactful season in every way. He's left a lot on the ice, and the results are 18 goals, #1 in the league. I mean, as a team, Aware came into this game with 40 goals. As a team, KCG came into the game having allowed 30 goals this whole season. Jan Isaacson has 18 by himself.
Yeah, he and Nick Lampson are really lighting up the league. They can't be left alone out there, and they're starting to do their tricks.
Here's Sherman. Forstner keeps his toe on the blue line, but he whistled for an offsides, and that's right in front of us up here. That is the correct call. That gives me a chance, as we have the whistle and the stoppage. We have not had a lot of chances to talk about very much other than hockey, as this game's gone end to end, but you see that graphic on your screen. And by now, if you're a regular viewer of Hockey Night in Thailand, you're aware of OTR. We are a program focused on food and history here in Thailand. Covers all of Southeast Asia. Limpinpet looking for the hat trick. That one is stopped by McAleer. It's a project that I'm really having fun with. I hope it's as much fun for you to watch as it is for us to film. We actually were filming all day today, starting at about 6:30 in the morning. And the last video that we've just posted last week, we have a guest appearance from the man to my left.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. That was really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Your AI show. Tell them a little bit about that, what you tried to do. That was really interesting.
So we decided, because we wanted to, it's hard. It gets pretty intense, just the writing of each video, right? Like, meanwhile, Matthew Maillard got a nice shot away, but right into the breadbasket of Vollenweider. Aware looking for something here in the second. They've been outscored in this period 2-0. But yeah, no, so basically there's this program called ChatGPT. It's been such an intense... Isaacson fires, scores. Once again, Jan Isaacson, good luck stopping that missile. He has just tattooed the inside of the goalposts all season long, inching closer to 20. He's got 19 now, and his second of the game. 2 for Isaacson, 2 for Limpinpet, and 6-1 our score. But yeah, no, so quickly to finish what we were at GPT, it's an AI software. I mean, what is AI really? It's computer learning, we'll call it, where it aggregates data to spit out some pretty incredibly, let's say, human-like results. And it's been so hard to basically write, produce, edit, film documentaries once a week that we figured for a week, let's let the computer do the work for us and see what happens. And obviously, when you're dealing with the realm of computer learning, it's like having a mirror held up to show you what you actually think and want. I mean, the computer is just, I guess, looking at data to figure out, hey, what do you want to watch? And this is you can't argue with the results because that's statistics. And there's a rocket. What was I saying about how it always looks like Patrick Forstner's just about to start rocketing up the league's scoreboard, but that one kept out. Anyway, point being, brought Keith on as a director because we figured, okay, well, if the computer is going to give us a script, well, we need to interpret that script, so why not bring in a professional director? So we had Keith come on to take the computer script and turn it into something that was a real production. And having Keith around, it's always a real production with Keith, and man, that was a lot of fun.
It really was a lot of fun, and it didn't take a lot of work. I mean, it really had the shots down, and it really made it easy for me. It wasn't like I had a lot of work I had to do with that.
What
it was a lot of fun.
Pass. Nick Lampson just went behind the back and threaded one of the most beautiful passes you will ever see this season. Paul Stoddart, I think he felt responsible to make sure he got that one in, because with a pass like that, I think the assist has never been as well deserved as it was on that one. Assist number 14 from Lampson, goal number 5 from Stoddart, 7-1 our score, touchdown KCG.
And not only was it a great pass, but Paul Stoddart was left standing alone in front of the net. Alone.
So, Keith, sorry, you may continue.
Oh no, it's just was a lot of fun to spend the day with you, Adam, and your crew. And I hadn't worked with them before. Jasper, a great cameraman, great editor, and if you haven't seen it, you can give them their website. But it was it really came out well. It's really well edited. I thought it was really the whole thing, the whole show came out great.
So
I was
again,
really happy.
We make pretty. I like to think that we have some humor in what we do, and we try and make it entertaining. But we do some pretty, let's say, nerdy documentary kind of content, and so we had some of our viewers who didn't quite get here. Like, what is this? Where's my history of, whatever yellow
Right.
curry? But it was a lot of fun to do. So yeah, website youtube.com/OTR on the road. youtube.com/OTR on the road. If you can't remember that, then just go to www.otrontheroad.com. But I mean,
And also, it'll be on ThailandTV.tv just as soon as Adam gives me his playlist.
oh yeah, that's another.
It's on your
we
to-do
were
list.
filming. Yeah,
I know.
I'll get it to
It's
you
on your
tonight.
to-do list. It's okay.
Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe. It helps us a lot. It's great for
Absolutely.
the metrics. It's a really nice thing for you to do to help us out by pressing that subscribe button. And with that, we'll move back to hockey. But yeah, no,
A hockey
Greg,
game going on?
Well, on the AI topic, I know this is something that you were quite interested in as well. It's a fun challenge.
Yes, I took a course in artificial intelligence and ethics of AI. I'd be interested to know more about the script, how you did the script, and we can talk about that a little bit later. Also, I did the Chat GPT for this game. I asked Chat GPT what are the key elements to this game, and I will talk about that.
Oh,
after
go
the-
for it. No, we got 4 minutes left in the period. I want to hear this. I think
Okay.
everybody who's watching who hears that's a teaser that
Wow,
you've got
really?
to follow up.
I didn't even think of
So
that.
let me, before you go into this, let me
Yeah.
quickly explain. Hey, by the way, 7-1 in the hockey game here. That one just kicked off the iron. No luck for Aware today. Okay, so basically the way this works is essentially it's a very user-friendly interface. You get a prompt, you ask a question. The way that we did it, for example, for the YouTube video, which we can talk more in the second game about, but we gave it essentially the prompt was write a 2-page script in the voice of a popular YouTube channel on the topic of something that would be interesting about Thai food for a channel based in Bangkok that does history, cultural, food-based content about Thai food, something along those lines, and then it gave us the script, and then we kind of fine-tuned the wording to make sure we got the script the way that we wanted. We added a little bit at the end of write that script, make sure you include production and camera and music instructions, and that's how we got the script with all the details. So yeah, it's basically
and then you had to massage it a little bit.
we massaged it a little bit. There were a couple of things that the computer asked us to do that is not possible. For example, it gave us a couple of things that we were supposed to track down that said, "Oh, you should eat this." Well, we can't. It doesn't exist here. And so we would go back and we would ask, "Hey, what do we do if, in this circumstance, we can't find
And
what
it
you
had
tell us to do?"
interviews that weren't really existing.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
But no, so it was able to correct its own mistakes when told of its mistakes. So anyway, that's how it works. Give it a prompt, it gives you some. So the prompt you wrote was what?
Right. What are the key elements that can give any team an advantage
In a hockey game.
in an ice hockey game? And it came up with I will say all the generic things that you might expect. So I'll go through the list quickly. Strong defense, and it had a sentence about strong defense. Strong goaltending, effective offense, special teams when somebody gets a power play, or do penalty killing. The physicality, hockey is a physical sport. That's not going to be so applicable here because there's supposed to be not much checking, right? Teamwork, hockey is a team sport, and that all boils down to effective communication. And then lastly was the coaching, and of course we don't have coaches here, but we have team captains. So I would say I got 80% of it right for this league here.
Can you just, so we have an example of this, pick one of those bullet points and tell me exactly what it says? Give me the computer's
Okay.
how it tells us to win a hockey game.
Okay, so I'll go with the strong goaltending, right? Because I'm focusing on the goalies at all, pretty much always, right? So
There's a goal for Aware. Patrick Forstner had that puck on a string, and he found finally an outlet to pass it to. That was Sherman waiting on the doorstep, who pokes home his second goal of the game. Aware back on the board. It's been an ugly second period for Aware, but finally rewarded for their hard work, and they have worked hard in this hockey game. Sherman, second of the game, on the assist on a gorgeous pass from Patrick Forstner, his 6th assist, 12th point of the year.
All right, just to finish this out, good goaltending was item number 2. A strong goaltender can make critical saves and keep the opposing team from scoring, which can be a key factor in winning a game. That's from Chat.
Can you ask it to write it in the voice of Bruce Boudreau? Can we give it like can we say Mike Keenan's voice? Can we give it somebody to, yeah, anyway. Well, I actually want to play around with that.
I will do that for next game.
Okay, well, let's...
Bruce, not next game, next week.
I don't think I've ever realized. I've never tried to do this on the air before. I never realized how hard it is to say the name Bruce Boudreau. All the credit in the world to the Capitals broadcast team when he was a coach.
But like any French word, you just don't pronounce the last 3 letters, right?
Late of the Vancouver Canucks, he did not keep his job past the ugly start to this season. 7-2 our score, KCG over Aware. We'll be back with the third period after this. And stick around. This is a local break for our network affiliates. Third period of Game 1 here on our doubleheader of Thailand's biggest night for hockey, Hockey Night in Thailand, the Siam Hockey League here from Thailand International Ice Hockey Arena. I think that checks all the boxes of giving you the rundown. Other than the teams, it's KCG and Aware. 7-2 our score. Let's see what else is important. Aware's wearing red, KCG's in black. My name is Adam. Greg is next to me. Keith is the other guy in the picture. Whenever you see us on screen when this one's over, and there you go. Now you're caught up. Nick Lampson, who's had a fantastic hockey game. His second period was about as dominant as a period can be for a player. Had that one, but it ends up taken away off of Paul Stoddart's stick. Aware scored first in this game, but outscored 7-0 after that, before they finally cashed into the end of the second period to make it 7-2. There's Forstner. That shot was high. That one started off high. I'm not sure if he was looking for a deflection or to create a rebound, but either way, coming in to pick it up is Gabe Roscoe, who keeps it on his stick, shoots, and Vollenweider there to make the save. That one was deflected, but it bounces over the stick of Harrison Oztemel. Aware has played better than the score would indicate. And there's another example of a shot in tight that just stays out. No puck luck today, and a lot of that has to do with Dom Vollenweider, the goalkeeper. There's a nice save kicking out the leg from Jimmy McAleer, who will collect and cover that one.
Another nice save. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the shots are pretty even, 28-27, and that would suggest a fairly even game. But, you know, it's not. And why is it not? Because KCG is capitalizing on their offensive plays, and Aware is not.
Well, look, I mean, again, I feel like this is disrespectful to Jimmy McAleer, who's a very good goalkeeper and getting better week by week. But statistically, Jimmy McAleer, 7 goals allowed per game. Statistically, Dom Vollenweider, 2 goals allowed per game. Look at the score, it's 7-2.
Yep, and I would also say that none of the goals have been bad goals or soft goals, right? The KCG's been at the right place at the right time, good shots. And
I would say that there were soft goals, but it wasn't because of the goalkeepers. It was, for example, at the end. To me, the biggest goal of this game is Jan Isaacson looking for the hat trick, has that one deflect off of the skate of McAleer and wide. I would say the backbreaker to me, and the goal that really, I think, in my opinion, changed the complexion of this game dramatically, was in the final 45 seconds of the first period, when it was 2-1 KCG, but Aware had been buzzing throughout that first period, playing with tons of energy, loads of scoring opportunities, inches away from equalizing the score a half dozen times, and then just a lost puck, a little turnover in front of their own cage. Nobody could find it except the KCG player who fired a quick goal. I'm not remembering which one that was. I think that was Lampson, or it was Nick Lampson, I believe, on that one.
Yeah, and there was only 30 seconds clock, and that's always a backbreaker.
But either way, credit to KCG, playing without Brandon Vick, without Jesse Starosta, and with a 5-goal lead down to the final 13 and a half minutes. Quickly, so those who are watching can be aware of what's coming. Can you give me a little bit of a preview of the second game today, Siam Mandalay and Lexicon Lumberjacks? I will say, let me read you my note on Lexicon Lumberjacks based on the roster I was given from Dom before the game. For Lexicon Lumberjacks, the league's number 2 team, 8-3-1. But today, no Adam Williams.
Wow.
No Joe Seavey, no Pan Hung Swati, no Yari Irikainen, no Korn Q Prasop, no Justin Saint-Denis.
Oh, yes, because Justin just got married this weekend.
That's no reason to miss a hockey game.
Well, it's his excuse for tonight.
Come on, Mrs. Saint-Denis.
I thought he got married in Canada.
Well, this was the Thai celebration.
Oh, okay. Well, that saves months, right? Is that how that
I
works?
am kidding, of course. Congratulations to the Lexicon Lumberjacks captain. That was a joke.
Okay, so my prediction for that game is going to be a closer score than this game, despite all those missing players.
Siam Mandalay is capable of putting up a lot of points. We've seen it in the last few weeks, but inconsistent. And we'll see how the game unfolds. But that being said, let's get back to this one. That one comes up about half an hour after this one's over. Lexicon Lumberjacks, Siam Mandalay. You're going to see a lot of me mispronouncing guys' names, as there's players I've never seen before in the lineup. I'm looking forward to, you should be looking forward to me trying to call the name Dunk Georgia Ronrook.
Well, the first name's easy, but not the second one.
Got a whole bunch of them coming up in the second that I'm not used to, but we'll get there. That's why they pay me the big donuts. 11 and a half
Hopefully
left.
that delivery has arrived.
Hey, somehow we missed a penalty. I apologize. It's a power play for, let's count the guys on the ice. I guess this is a power play for Aware. It's a penalty to number 5, which is Wyatt Tieford. Neither of us saw it. We were looking at our roster cards for the second game. I apologize for missing that. I have no idea what that call was. It's hard enough to spot anyway because that's right in front of us. But yeah, it appears to be 60 seconds left on the man advantage for Aware, trailing by 5 goals. Mu Ting Sakul wearing 6, one of the substitutions. There's an open 2-on-0 in front of the cage, but Devin Michael just didn't get a shot away. He just sort of stood there. Couldn't quite decide what to do with it until it was too late. A little too late getting himself turned around, and now a counterpunch opportunity for KCG. Short-handed. There's Isaacson, fires and gloved down by McAleer, but the clock continues to run, which on a power play is not a good thing for the power play team. But what is a good thing, hey, this is a good segue, because we were just talking about Justin Saint-Denis' wedding.
I was hoping you'd pick that up.
If you're looking for a gift, either to the Saint-Denis family or any, married couple that, if you're looking for a wedding present for whatever summer weddings you might be planning for, or any special occasions coming up in your life or the lives of the ones that you love, well, look no further than HockeyThailand.com for CM Hockey League Thailand hockey merchandise. It's not just CM Hockey League. It's Flying Farang t-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of Thailand hockey swag delivered directly to you anywhere in the world. So if you're watching this, you're thinking, that sounds so good. but I'm here in Finland.
We can deliver everywhere.
We can
anywhere.
deliver everywhere.
Right.
HockeyThailand.com. It makes a great gift for any new bride, perhaps, any child having a birthday.
Oh, and that would be Devin Michael. His wife is about to give birth next month.
Hey,
They have little hoodies. They even have
It's a
the
boy.
dog things, where the dog can get the flying farang dog outfit.
that was Devin Michael, by the way, who almost, as you called his name, snuck one 5-hole and got a goal. A nice play on that one as he snapped that shot. Looking for a way to solve
Be the
Don
coolest
Vollenweider.
guy at your rink in Manitoba or wherever you may be watching with Hockey Thailand merchandise.
There you go. That was about the best promo we've ever done.
That was the scenic route on that promo, I'll tell you that.
That was the 7-2 version of the promo.
Right.
Anyway.
I'm digging stuff out we can talk about as we go here. I'm doing what I can.
Well, we've reached the halfway point here in the third period. Nick Lampson looking for a hat trick himself, but that one goes off the shoulder pad and stays out. Sorry, that would be his second. He had a couple of assists, 1 goal in the game. We've got 2 goals from Isaacson, 2 goals from Limpinpat for KCG. Goal from Roman Laren earlier as well. 7-2 our score. Both aware goals have been scored by Josh Sherman. 34 shots from KCG, 32 from aware. And I still have to find the voice for a second game today. Lampson turnaround shot goes wide. It's still KCG possession. It's Tieford out of the penalty box, gives it to Phelps, whose shot is deflected out of play, and that gets the whistle.
That's got to be one of the highest shot tallies in a game. I mean, that's 67 shots in total so far, and there's still over 7 minutes to play.
And those are just the ones that went on net. Deflected high, ripped wide. I mean, this has been a, let's say, defensive hockey coaches will want to burn this tape. It's been a lot of calls from me as well. I think second game will flip. You can do play-by-play. I'm going to just go get myself a donut. Ichiro Hara, they were looking to spring him on the left side. The puck, he's very frustrated. He knew he had a breakaway, but the puck kind of bounced. We get to that point in the game where ice hasn't been refinished since the very beginning, and you get a couple of those ruts out there. Hara was thinking about what he would do with that puck, but then it took a crazy bounce just over his stick.
Well, speaking of donuts, Thomas Stastny's shop called The Barn just opened up today.
It's
a soft
beautiful.
opening.
It's a well-designed place. I didn't get a chance to go in before the game.
I did get a coffee from him. So,
how
it
was
was
the
okay.
coffee?
It was good. It was all right. He's still getting there. He had the cream was frozen, so we had to improvise a little because it's his first day. It's a soft opening, but he'll get there. But
There's
it was good.
A tripping penalty. We're going to get a second aware power play as Roscoe goes down, and I think it might be Isaacson who's. It's Roman Laren.
Yep,
Laren
Roman.
who's skating off. So anyway, I will say, as a guy who's spent a long time in the restaurant industry, I've developed a lot of restaurants in my time in China. You can cover up a lot of mistakes by getting the lighting right. And the lighting looked really nice. I think that to me is the secret to a restaurant. You want a restaurant to succeed, just get the lighting right. Don't make it too bright. Have a nice sort of warm feeling, and you can sort of get away with a lot of other problems. And from the outside, it's a very attractive place. I like the way it looks. It had a nice kind of warmth. And so congratulations to Tom Stastny. I know he's worked really hard on getting this place open. You should congratulate him by buying him some Siam Hockey League merchandise from... Anyway.
Good callback.
Thank
Good callback.
you. There's a goal. Gorgeous play. Tucked into the near side post. Kelly Shim gets his 6th of the year on a power play. The feed came in, I think, from Forstner. But either way, the goal for Kelly Shim. He's smiling. That was just a perfect pass that found him on the stick. And it's 7-3. Touchdown to a field goal. But Aware is not going to be rewarded in this game with a win. But there's a lot to feel good about the way that they played today. I mean, 34 shots on goal. This is a no-joke offensive performance. And speaking of no-joke offensive performance. KCG just got its 8th goal of the game, and that was pretty.
Yep, that was number 5.
Yeah,
Wyatt.
for KCG, that's Wyatt
Teaford.
Teaford, who is in the 5 jersey.
He's our U.S. Marine out there. He guards the American Embassy on Whittier Road.
Eight to 3, and those last 2 goals were in quick succession. Now Lampson comes in by himself. Nick Lampson, what a move and what a goal. You know, you could see it in his eyes the last few minutes. I think he really wanted one more in this game. He's been passing first.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful goal, beautiful play. And only Nick Lampson can do that, or maybe Jan Isaacson can as well, but certainly Nick Lampson has got his 3rd goal.
That's his 2nd goal.
Oh, 2nd goal.
5th point. I think he's got 3 assists.
Jeez.
I don't know the assist numbers. Those are ones we always have to confirm after the game. We're just going unofficially. But 9-3 the score for Lampson. That is his 15th goal of the year. And if, indeed, I'm correct on my assist count, that would be 31 points now on the season, which would be first in the league. So Nick Lampson, either, for sure he has 2 assists, that I'm confident in. So let's say at a minimum, he's the first player in the SHL this season to reach the 30-point mark.
Wow, congratulations to Nick. I think it's his first year in the SHL.
9-3 the score, 2.5 minutes left to play. Shots for KCG, 34 for Aware. And miles to go before we sleep. Just a reminder, Siam Mandalay and Lexicon Lumberjacks coming up about half an hour after the conclusion of this game. Me and Greg will be here with you for the call. Siam Mandalay comes in 3-8-1, but trying to take advantage of a Lexicon Lumberjacks team missing half their roster tonight. So, with that, we reached the last 2 minutes, and Greg, let's go back to your keys to the game and how it unfolded. KCG obviously playing today without, I guess we can stop saying playing without Jesse Starasta. Unfortunately, it's been a long-term injury from his side, but Brandon Vick is one who I think they've counted on throughout this season offensively, just as they've done all year. Didn't miss a beat.
Well, I mean, Aware was the first to score it today, and I thought that was going to really help their confidence. And actually, they have played pretty well all game. They've been out-muscled and outmatched by KCG, of course, but they've actually played quite well. I mean, they've got 35 shots on the goal. And, they're keeping their sportsmanship up. They're, still skating hard, but they're just, they're not covering KCG in front of their own net very well. And here they've got a breakaway.
Looking for the hat trick and getting it is Josh Sherman. It's going to be a minor footnote, unfortunately, in a game that Aware has lost by, it's 5-goal margin at this point. But Josh Sherman getting the chance to play today as a substitution for Aware. He's got 3 of the 4 Aware goals, and he's got a hat trick. Congratulations to that guy, Josh Sherman, who I believe, and I'm just going from memory here, there's a lot of guys to remember. Josh Sherman has a 2-on-1 looking for more. Fires a pass, and Vollenweider somehow post to post, and then recovered to get his shoulder on that shot from Forstner. That is 2 10-bell saves from Vollenweider, denying goals. Josh Sherman almost got himself another point on that one. But for Josh Sherman, who I think, am I right that he's one of the guys who comes down from Chiang Mai and occasionally plays in this league?
Yeah, I actually don't know much about Josh, but I believe you have to be right. I don't think he's living in Bangkok because
there's 2 Sherman brothers. I believe they're both in Chiang Mai. But for Josh Sherman, a hat trick today for Aware. Congratulations for his effort, and congratulations to KCG, who comes away with their 11th win of the year. That's now a 2-game winning streak for that's back on the winning side for KCG after losing in overtime. So, with that, let me quickly thank our production crew this evening. Executive producer for Hockey Night in Thailand is Keith Mueller. And are we on camera? This is Keith right next to me. Hey, Keith. Camera crew, Jin, Peng, Ellie, Opor, Tanya, and Sonia. My name is Adam Gottschalk. Greg Beatty's next to me. 9-4. I have to look up at the scoreboard to confirm the final score. We had, let me see if I can do some quick math. We had 77 combined shots on goal registered in this hockey game.
That has to be the highest tally for this season, for
That's
sure.
wild for a regulation game. It's wild for any hockey game at any level.
Yeah.
But either way, KCG with the win moves to 11-0-2. Aware goes to 3-9-1. Final thoughts on this one before we sign off and get ready for game number 2.
Well, you know, okay, it's a 5-goal spread, but Aware can actually hold their head high. They played well. They played well, and certainly Jimmy. I mean, 9 goals against him, but none of them were soft. I thought he played well. He made some nice saves, and of course, the other goalie made some nice saves as well.
It's crazy to say, but this game could have been even higher scoring.
Yeah.
So let me quickly make one last point before we sign off, and I hope we're still on screen here. Well, we're not, but hey, let's get back, because I want to be on screen for this to say, Keith, while you're next to me here, if you did not join us earlier, I believe it was the start of the second period when we had that conversation, but the 100th telecast of Hockey Night in Thailand.
I'll put our graphic up.
For the Siam Hockey League. Yeah, throw that graphic.
There you go.
It blocked us on this.
Right
Let me see if I can poke my head above it.
Right, there we go, and then we'll I'll take it off.
Anyway, so 100th telecast.
Thank you.
Incredible accomplishment for the crew. Tons and tons of hard work
there we
Keith
go.
and the guys to pull it off. But congratulations to you guys. Thank you so much for all you've done for hockey here in Thailand, and it's a pleasure to be a very small part of it. Keith, job well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we will now let's go to game 2. Let's and we're not done yet. So we'll see you guys in the second game. The girls we got some work to do technically to get some things going, and we'll work on the second game.
Coffee time for Adam.
Yeah, that's right.
See you in about 25 minutes.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Okay.
This has been a presentation of Thailand TV, the winner of the SHL Golden Mike Award for Excellence in Broadcasting for Hockey Night in Thailand.